Hey guys, I'm KRIMH, and a few years ago I made a video about my in-ear monitor system. It was really cool to see how many of you build their own versions based on this setup. And since then I have been actually using the same system, but over time I upgraded a few things and improved the overall setup. So in this video I want to show you step by step how I built this. My in-ear monitor system 2.0. If you want to build one yourself, check out the link in the description where I list all the components for the build. So let's assemble everything. One of the main requirements was that this entire setup had to fit into my hand luggage and ideally even count as a personal item. I fly to shows quite often, so I always want my sensitive electronics with me in the cabin. After looking around for different options, I found this hard-shell DJ equipment case, which turned out to be perfect. It only weighs 1.2 kilos when empty, but offers way more protection and usable space than a regular laptop bag. The first thing I needed was a base plate made from thin plywood. I cut it to fit perfectly inside the case with the dimensions 42 by 26 centimeters. After that, I stained everything black, rounded off the edges and added strong Velcro strips. The fluffy side goes onto the base plate. At some airports, security may ask you to take everything apart. It's annoying, but thankfully pretty rare. Using Velcro makes the whole setup modular and much easier to reassemble. There are really only 3 devices I need quick access to, and the first one is my TM2 trigger model. I added Velcro to the back and mounted it in the bottom left corner. This way I can easily access the SD card and connect all the cables from the top. Above that sits a European power strip with 4 outlets. Technically I only need 3, but some adapters are bulky and take up extra room. Next up are the DI boxes, which are actually one of the upgrades compared to my previous setup. I'm using one stereo DI for backing tracks and one mono DI for the trigger signal. Both are passive, so no phantom power is needed. I wanted both units to be as lightweight as possible and the same height. As you can see, I also put fluffy Velcro on top of them because I need to use every bit of available space. You'll see later what goes on top of them, but for now we're placing them onto the right side. At this point it makes sense to start connecting cables before everything gets too crowded. Cable management is super important here, so I use very short and thin audio cables wherever possible. After labeling everything, I connect 2 cables to the stereo DI, which will later receive the outputs from the multitrack player. For the trigger, I connect output 1 from the TM2 directly into the mono DI. The second important device is my small mixer, which goes right next to the trigger model. And of course, more Velcro. In the past I used a different mixer and constantly had to swap power adapters depending on whether we were touring in Europe or North America. Thankfully this one accepts 100 to 240 volts, so that problem is gone. I used the mixer to control 3 main signals. Channel 1 is a small condenser microphone used as a mono overhead. This captures cymbals, toms, snare and some room ambience. I know it's not a high-end drum mix, but it gets the job done and gives you much more control. Channel 2 handles the trigger, and channel 3 is for backing tracks. With my band Septic Flesh, every song runs with click and orchestra backing tracks. I listen to those plus a pre-recorded rhythm guitar and some vocal cues. Instead of managing multiple stems, I simply bounce all of that into one stereo file. Sure, I can't adjust the volume between them afterwards, but honestly, once you find the perfect balance, you usually don't need to change it anymore. As you probably noticed by now, I prefer simple and reliable solutions. And now we get to the heart of the entire setup, the BBeat multitrack player from M-Live. We recently switched to the BBeat because it's compact, lightweight, runs on USB power, has 128 GB of internal storage, 6 audio outputs, HDMI and media outputs, an internal mixer and many other useful functions. Since most connections are located on the top and the right side, I need to keep those areas accessible. Let's talk about the outputs. Outputs 1 and 2 send the main backing track to front of the house. Outputs 3 and 4 are my personal playback stereo mix, including orchestra, guitar, click and vocal cues. If you look closely, there's a small fan on the back of the device. I need to make sure enough air can reach it, which is why I place it on top of the DIs. But first, of course, we need some Velcro strips. It may look a little sketchy, but it gives the fan enough breathing room while still keeping all the outputs accessible. Plus, with the strong Velcro, everything is properly secured. All that is left to do is plug the correct cables into the dedicated outputs. Remember, 1 and 2 go to front of the house, while 3 and 4 go straight into my audio mixer. And for easier handling, I drilled a hole into the board and added a zip tie as a simple handle. And that's it. If you followed along, you should have now a compact, reliable and practical in-ear monitor system for rehearsals and the road. I hope this video was helpful, especially for those of you who are using backing tracks and want to be a bit more independent with their monitor mix. Leave a comment underneath the video if you have any ideas how to further improve this setup. Give it a like and feel free to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content like this. I say thank you for watching and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Take care of you guys. Bye bye.